get you got down, baby.
Mic test. Mic test. Hello. Welcome. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. It's Monday stream and the boss is here to serve you for today. How are you guys doing? How is everyone doing? Is my mic working? Before we begin, I would like to test it first, but you can help me. You can help me. Is my microphone working? Is my audio working properly? I would like to know. But we can double check that together. It appears that my microphone is working. Is my microphone working? It is working. There you go. Welcome everyone. Press that heart button in the chat, please. It is Monday stream and we're back. It has been a while. It felt like it has been a while. How was the Wednesday stream? You have met. I apologize with my English. It has broken for quite some time. You have met Marco with a K. I believe he has done so much on Wednesday, and therefore I officially welcome him to the team. I enjoyed watching him. I was watching the stream while he's doing his thing. So shout out to all of you who joined that day. Anyway, I would like to say hi to the chat. Z Winner, hi. Soham, welcome back. It's good to see you here once again. What is going on with my English? It's I feel like it's broken. I feel like I'm very out of my character today. What's going on? It was awesome. That is great news. I'm so happy to know that. I'm not a regular viewer now. Yeah, I noticed that, Soham. Thank you so much for joining us. Hold on one sec. I feel like I forgot something. There you go. Of course, the boss is not a boss without his watch and his ring. I forgot. I'm married. Yes. Anyway, I'm so happy that you guys have enjoyed Wednesday's stream with Marco with a K. I enjoyed myself, to be fair. So I'm very, very excited to what's about to come, especially this weekend or this week, this Wednesday. It's gonna be amazing. Where's Theme Marco? Marco will only come back on Wednesday. His time is only Wednesday. Monday, it's on me. So that's just one thing that you need to keep in mind. Monday, it's me. Marco, Wednesday. So anything related to, I don't know, fashion sense, maybe you can ask him. Anything related to theme development, that's his expertise, and therefore Wednesday, that's the time that you can interact with Marco. The fact that you guys are asking about him, it means a lot. I'm pretty sure he's watching right now. Marco, thank you so much for joining us, for doing the stream on Wednesday. You did so great. I'm so proud of you. I'll see you on Wednesday. Shout out to him. I'm pretty sure he's watching right now. And of course, shout out to every single one of you who's watching right now. Soham, Panda Plays, Zed Winner. Shout out to all of you. He helped me so much yesterday. Oh, that is great. That is so nice to hear. Unlike Chris, I don't have words to describe Chris. I'm pretty sure he's watching right now. If you're watching, Chris, I am so glad you're gone. But I shouldn't be saying that because he can sue me. Anyway, let's move on. Let's forget about Chris. is not is not he has not done anything to Weekly How. He felt like he did something, but behind the scene, he didn't. He didn't do much. And now I'm very excited that Marco with a K, is finally with us, and I'm pretty sure is gonna do so much stuff to all of us. He's gonna help the community, and I'm very excited to that. So, hi, how's everyone? I would like to start this stream by asking you how are you doing. I hope you had a good weekend. I had a good weekend. I spent time with my family, with my wife, with my kids. My youngest son, he's grown so much. He asked me about Shopify a couple days ago. Yeah, I'm so proud of him. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it has been a good weekend. I hope you guys had a good weekend as well. That is great, Panda. That is great. I'm gonna call you Panda. I don't know what Marco has been calling you, but I'm gonna call you Panda. Your username is really attractive. Panda. Panda. Good to see you. Okay. So guys, I feel like this is starting pretty well. I'm so happy to see all of you. Welcome. So what will we be doing today? We'll be continuing what we did last time. Okay? Of course, any questions you have to me, business, Shopify related questions, feel free to ask it. But I also have one thing to share. I am working on a video that is going to introduce something new. Okay? And I'm pretty sure if you are working in the Shopify space, if you're working specifically on Liquid, it's something that you will be looking forward to see. And I'll be working with someone to make it fantastic. So that's just a spoiler. But it's coming, should be next week, around that time frame. Or I believe it's going to be on June. But other than that, we have so much stuff to share. It's gonna be exciting for all of us. That's great. You had a good weekend, Panda. That's good to hear. Can I see your son? Unfortunately, I'm in the office right now. He's in the West in Paris. He lives with his mom, and I'm working here in a separate apartment where we work here in Weekly How. This is not usually where I sleep. I usually travel back to Paris to spend time with my family, but they're not here, unfortunately. Maybe in the future you'll see them, but not today. I apologize to that. Panda Place, thank you. What do you think about AI? Will it replace developers? That is a great question, Panda. In fact, I've had this discussion with a business partner of mine. We talked about Shopify, we talked about AI, how it has impacted our lives. But to answer your question, it's not going to replace developers. Developers will stay because who is going to maintain those technologies? Developers. AIs, at this point, they're still not perfect. They do stuff, they help, but they're not perfect. They're not smooth perfect. So to answer your question, no. It's not going to replace, but it's going to help developers develop softwares, web applications. Okay. How many years has been since ChatGPT? Has been what? 2 years now, right? It has been 2 years. Yet there are still plenty of opportunities for developers, for software engineers. I know it has been quite challenging to find a job these days because of the competitions of in the industry, right? It has been very challenging. But regardless of whether there's AI or whatever there is, it hasn't changed much. Okay, it's just, I would say, chaotic. But no, we're not gonna get replaced. Okay. From Rim. Oh, you're French. Your English accent is really good. Oh, of course, because I grew up in. Excuse me. Uh, how to build product slider. But yes, je suis français. Okay, Rim. But I grew up in in a community where there's plenty of English speaking people. Okay, okay, and I've been making business with Americans, English, and Canadians. Shopify is from Canada, so I have spent a lot of years with them. So that is how I improve. I apologize for that. It has been quite tiring. I traveled all the way from Paris to the office, and the traffic is crazy. And yeah, so many smokes just on the street. It's just the weather. It's not nice. The weather is not nice either. But thank you so much for the questions. I'm fine. Brother, how to build product slider in Dawn theme? Can you suggest me some ideas? Oh, first of all, welcome Arun for thank you so much for the question. Welcome back. Well, to answer your question, you can build a product slider by using a carousel library. That's one of the solutions that I can give you. Though if you know JavaScript, you can pretty much do that, or even CSS, you can do that. So there are a couple of things that you can do. You can develop separate CSS and then specifically reference that CSS file in the product template file, and then in that CSS file, you just write all the classes that will build that carousel. Okay. There are plenty of resources online that you can take a look at. Maybe later on in the future we can build the specific carousel. I'll keep that in mind, of course. But to make your life easier, you can just use a library. I think it'll be much easier if you just use a library. There are plenty of carousel JS library there, so take a look at them. And make sure that you don't reference those JavaScript files in the theme.liquid, in the layout. Do not reference them, because otherwise it's going to be used in all pages of Shopify Online Store. If you're just looking for a carousel specifically for online, for the product template, for the product page, just reference that library in that template. So it's going to save a lot of like resources for other pages. Okay, thank you for the question. Panda Plays, yeah, it's a bit challenging. Some people does it for money. I mean, to be fair, personally, I've felt the same way. I started programming because of money, because it was a very demanding career, and here we are. It's still the same. We still make a lot of money. From Rim, oh no, are you okay? Yes, I am okay. Thank you so much. Rim, I see. Good to know. Haha. Douglas, welcome. Good to see you again. Bernard, do you have a plan to launch a course about Shopify app development 2024? I am working with some of my employees right now and we're discussing whether we should release a new course. At this point, unfortunately, we are still under discussion whether we should release a new course, because it's rapidly changing, or it gets updated very quick. One of my employees developed a course a year ago, months ago, but thanks to Shopify, it got outdated pretty quick. So we've decided to cancel it. Very unfortunate news, but we are still talking whether we should continue building a course or not. because at this point we're just updating, we're focusing on the Shopify theme courses and Liquid. Also, regarding those courses, we're still on our way to update them. We have few lessons that will be uploaded pretty soon. We're still improving them. We're still making sure that the quality is good. But I apologize if it's taking some time just to announce that. Okay. Thank you so much, Douglas, for supporting us, for taking our courses. It means a lot to us. From Panda Place, can you suggest me some projects for my portfolio? Yeah, well, there are a couple of things that you can do. You don't do calculators, don't do to-do list apps. They're great for like starting, but they're very common. You know, plenty of developers have done to-do list, calculators. Do something unique. I would suggest do something that interests you. If you're interested in games, then build something like a simple game that will showcase your skills in terms of graphics, in terms of programming, in terms of music. Gaming is such an amazing way to showcase yourself because game development has everything: graphics design, music, programming, characters. Everything is in there. It depends on the game though, but most of the time, game development is a great portfolio to showcase your skills. That's my 2 cents. Though, if you're focusing on web development, there are a couple of things that you can do with it. There are libraries like 3JS that can help you build a nice portfolio in a 3D, 3-dimensional way. So that's just one of the things that maybe you can take a look at to create a great portfolio. Okay. Thank you for the question. Next from Aaron. Best free page builder for Shopify like Elementor in WordPress. That is a great question, Aaron. I've never encountered a page builder for Shopify because Shopify has its own builder already. And I don't think it is necessary to install a page builder. Honestly, it's not necessary anymore because we have JSON templates already. We have sections, we have blocks. There's going to be global blocks later. So I wouldn't recommend installing an app just to build an online store because, first of all, builders like Elementor take such a huge hit on website speed because it injects so many JavaScript, CSS. And second of all, it's just not fun to use, I would say. It's not easy to maintain as well. So I would recommend using a page builder for Shopify because Shopify has its own theme editor already. And personally, it's already good. It's already good. One thing I would say, find the best Shopify theme, find a good Shopify theme that will allow you to build an online store that is attractive, that is good. Okay? Find an app that can give you sections or blocks that will enhance your Shopify online store. Instead of installing a quote-unquote Elementor type app, find an app that will give you custom sections and blocks. From Zed Winner, what I can do when a product have 100 or 400 variants? I'm not sure I understood the question. What can I do when a product have 100 or 400 variants? There's nothing to do. Most of the time, when you have those amount, Shopify themes will take care of those. I haven't encountered any issues with those amount, personally. Don't let me know if you have experience with them, because I don't understand what is the issue with the variants. From Aaron, how can we use color swatches for product? This is a great question because I believe we do have a video for this specifically on how to build color swatches for products. And it's pretty straightforward, honestly. Pretty straightforward. All you need to do is just to edit the variant selector. And then for each radio button, I believe it's a radio button, you can just change its CSS styles and turn it into a radio button with colors. Pretty easy. If you want, I can share the URL here in the chat if any of you is interested. You can take a look at it. Let's take a look at it. But while I'm doing that, I would like to say hi to every single one of you who joined. It has been great, okay? This is what I'm talking about. It has been great. Whenever it's me, you guys join. And that's just very flattering. And I feel like, I wouldn't say attractive, but I am. Anyway, let's go back to YouTube and maybe I can share it. Color swatches. Okay, Aaron, thank you so much for asking for it. I'll be taking a look at our channel. Color swatches. Oh, this one.
Bonjour à tous. In this video, we're going to learn.
Funny, because Chris spoke in French. I don't know how he learned that, but that is the video from Chris. And he developed this video called How to Create Color Swatches for Product Variants in Shopify. Though it's focusing on Dawn. So if you're not using Dawn Shopify theme, probably there's a way to also apply it to the same theme, to the different theme. I mean, depends. But there's the video. You can take a look at it and have fun. There are a couple of comments that there are many comments. So this is a great video, to be honest. It has been viewed 44,000. Wow. Wow. Maybe I can share my screen. You can take a look at this. Look at that. 44,000 views 2 years ago.
How to create color switches like this for our Shopify product page. You want to learn how to do that? Well, you gotta stay tuned for that.
I don't know why, but Chris pisses me off. Whenever I look at him, pisses me off. I don't like his face, especially his little beard. Gives me creeps.
Before we begin this video, I just want to mention that we'll be using the Shopify theme called Dawn in this video. So what that means, what I'm trying to say is, if you're using a different Shopify theme...
So stupid. Anyway, let's move on. So that is it. That is the video, Aaron. Thank you so much for asking for it. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, so what are we going to do today? Of course, if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to keep going with it. I enjoy answering questions, whether it's personal or it's Shopify related. All of them, I enjoy them. Okay, so don't hesitate. Don't be shy to ask them questions. I love them. Okay, so we're going to continue what we were working on last time. We're going to build a component for our Shopify theme. I believe we did quite a lot last time. I explained so many things related to Shopify theme development, related to the architecture of Shopify. We installed Tailwind CSS. We set up the theme.layout and the index.liquid. I explained the reasons why the add section button is not displaying. I believe I explained that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But we did so much. And we're going to do a lot of stuff today. Okay? I've been streaming for 25 minutes and I feel like we have done already a lot because of the questions, because of the interactions. And I would like to make, again, thank you so much for the interactions, for the questions, for the messages, for the chat. Shout out to all of you. Thank you, boss. Whenever I need help, you always help. You always help me. My last question is, your Udemy course is updated about Shopify Liquid and theme customization. First of all, Aaron, thank you so much for being here. It means a lot to all of us. Joining our community, interacting, chatting, sending a love means a lot to me. And it's my responsibility, also Marco with a K, it's our responsibility to help you, to give you the satisfaction that you need to, have a good time and have a good day, and to make sure that you feel guided. Okay? And that's our job. That's why we're here. I pay Marco. I don't know. I need to ask my accountant how much I pay him. But my point is, it's our responsibility to help you. Okay? So I would like to also say thank you for joining us and for helping the community. Thank you. To answer your question though, the Udemy courses and the Shopify Liquid and theme development courses, they're about to be updated, like I said, because I have lessons, or we have lessons that will be uploaded pretty soon. In fact, I should be uploading it this week before June comes. So we have 2 lessons that will uploaded to the theme development course, as well as to the Liquid. I have a lesson for that. So if you are a Udemy student, look forward to that. But if you are a Weekly How student, it should come pretty soon. It should come first on Weekly How before Udemy. Okay? So it will be updated. That's my answer. From Z Winner. I told you one time that you create a subscription app. You told me in comment we will start working in the future. What about that? Okay. The subscription app, that is a great question. I don't know if this is for Chris. I don't remember. Personally, I don't remember this question. But maybe Chris promised you that we'll be working on a subscription app. At this point, as a CEO of Weekly How, we are not focusing for now on Shopify app through live stream, though we will do our best to provide this service. Okay, we'll be focusing on Shopify app development in the future, but not very soon. That is my my answer, and maybe that's not the answer that you're looking for, and I apologize for that. But for now, we're focusing on Shopify theme development, especially on Liquid, because we have so many stuff that is coming related to Liquid, and it's gonna take some time. Especially, it's going to end around September, October. We'll be focusing on Liquid and Shopify theme development. And I know I'm talking too much, but there's so many stuff coming. So for Shopify app development, I can't say much. I can't promise personally. Maybe Chris promised you, but I wouldn't make a promise, and I apologize for that. From Aaron, I am working as a Shopify developer, and Shopify needs a lot of customization through code. So I hope your course may fulfill my need. Well, Shopify in some stage is good, but I agree. There are times that you need to customize it, to modify it, because that's also their goal. They don't want to make your online store already built. It is quote unquote already built, but there are gaps that is built on purpose, because they don't want to get rid of developers. They want to give developers an opportunity to fill those gaps. And that is my goal. That's also my purpose. Why we have Shopify theme development course and why we have Liquid programming course. So you know how it works. So you know what is the architecture of Shopify themes, so that you know what is Shopify Liquid and how to use them. Okay? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for the questions. This is great. This is so great. So, shout out to Aaron and Zed Witter for these questions. If you guys have any suggestions, Shopify themes specifically, maybe you're looking for a component that you want me to showcase, we can do that. Okay? So with that being said, I would like to open my VS Code. We can take a look at the project that we have worked last week. Where is that tissue? How can I create a wish list in any theme? Have I missed anything? I haven't checked our Twitch. In fact, I don't want to miss anything. Maybe there is someone on Twitch. So I would like to open the chat as well. As much as possible, we don't want to miss a thing. Okay. How can you create a wish list in any theme? Well, there are objects that you can use, is specifically the meta objects. You can use that as a way to create those wish lists. You connect it into, for example, a product, and then for that product, you have a meta field for those customers who wish that product. That's one of the things that you can do with it. But I'm not sure if there is a variable or an attribute from the customer's object that you can use to do this feature. Maybe I can take a look at it. The next one, can you suggest some AI tool for designing website? I don't have a good experience in design purpose, although I'm good in coding. That is a great question, Aaron, though unfortunately, I have not personally used an AI tool for designing. I heard that Figma is implementing that feature, but I'm not sure if it's already in production. But AI tool for designing, I heard there is one. I've seen it on Instagram while I was like scrolling through. I've seen this like a video, this reel, where the student is taking photos of this beautiful woman teaching, and they're pointing on the screen that this is how you build a website. So she presented this quote unquote image or wireframe of a website, and then she just uploaded that to an AI tool and it built the HTML. Well, first of all, there's an issue, okay? If you use AI tool for designing websites, it's not perfect, okay? And it's not built for Shopify. Maybe you have CSS and JavaScript and HTML given to you by that tool, but you still need to modify that. You still need to make sure that all of the utility classes that's being used there are correct. You still need an idea what is UX, what is user experience. So using AI tool probably will save you time building design, but you still need experience or at least knowledge when it comes to UX designing. So honestly, I wouldn't skip that skill. That skill is good. But if you're looking for AI tool, unfortunately, I don't have any suggestions because I personally don't use a lot of those. I don't use ChatGPT either. I'm old. I'm what, 37 years old, and I don't even use ChatGPT. I believe it's not for me. It's not for us. Okay. So, without further ado, let's begin working on our Shopify theme project. Where is my VS Code? Let's take a look at it together. Okay, so we're here, and we have built the template index. So first of all, whenever you open your project, what do you need to do? I'm pretty sure you remember how to do this. Obviously, we need to start with Shopify theme dev, and we need the npx tailwind css input, the src tailwind.css. I'm going fast because it's already covered in the previous one. I'm pretty sure I don't have to redo this again. Okay, so we need to send this file to the assets folder, and should be theme.css, and we need the watch. Okay, so it's deleting a couple of files because I believe last time Marco with a K continued, or at least opened the project, the Shrek project. And when I opened my own project and synchronized to my development store, it replaced that project that Marco with a K worked on. And that is normal. If you see delete, that is normal. Don't worry about it. It's not going to delete any files from your local development project. Okay, so let's just wait for it to be synchronized. I believe it's already synchronized because we already have here the theme.css. That's good. So we can scroll up and open the local URL. So we should have this password page, and we can just type our password. I believe my password is that. There we go. So we have the hello world, finally. So that is the index.liquid. We can finally get rid of this terminal by just minimizing it like so, because we don't need to take a look at it. Maybe if there's an error, we can take a look at it. Okay. So we now have the index.json. We now have the template.index, template index.liquid. The next thing we're going to do is to create a component. That is the whole point of this live stream, specifically this today's stream. We're going to build a component to improve our project, okay? So when you say a component, what is the component that comes to your mind when you develop a website, for example? What is the first thing that needs to be created? That is correct. That is right. We're going to build a navigational bar, okay? But it's up to you. What kind of navigational bar should we build? There are plenty of variants of navigational bars. There's navigational bars that is mega navigational bar, mega menu. We call it mega menu. We have a simple navigational bar with just a logo, menus, and cart button. It's another menu. Or we simply just have a single button that will display a hamburger button that will display a menu that will list all of the menus of online store. So there are a couple of designs that we can consider, but what we can do to make our lives easier is by using a reference. I believe I mentioned this in the previous live stream, on my own live stream, that we'll be taking a look at a Figma design, okay? A Figma template that we can use as a reference for this project. So whenever you start a project, it's best practice to start with a design. Start with a Figma template. That way you know the outcome of your project. So let's do that. Let's take a look at Figma community. Right here. Just a question, have you heard of Ligma? I believe it's the sister of Figma. I believe it's a great tool for designing. Have you guys heard of Ligma? So let's take a look at e-commerce UI. From Mr. Sharp, I apologize. Hi bro, are you creating Figma to Tailwind theme development and Alpine JS? First of all, I have watched the Wednesday stream with Marco with a K, and Mr. Sharp, you have been one of the most interactive member on that day. So shout out to you, and it's good to see you. Welcome here. So to answer your question, we are going to use a template from Figma and then turn that into online store. That is the works, okay? The works on Shopify theme. Okay. So there are a couple of designs here that we can take a look at. But I'm not sure if there is one that is free. Maybe we can filter that. So there are templates that are free and are paid. So make sure they filter out those paid ones. So we'll just use the free one, not that one. So free. And this one looks good. Let's take a look at this. What else? This one right here looks good. Let's take a look at them. Okay, so let's open this. We need to log in. Do we have an account? There we go. Let's open that. Let's close that. We don't need that anymore. Thanks, buddy. I'm Shopify developer, Shopify lead developer now. My company asking to shift Alpine JS and use Tailwind JS into theme development. So I want to learn quickly. Here's a bad news. There's no way to learn that quickly, okay? It's gonna be difficult, especially if you're new to Tailwind and JavaScript. That takes time, okay? So, if you're going to switch from Alpine JS to Tailwind JS, though I'm honestly confused on what you mean by Alpine JS and use Tailwind CSS. I'm not sure if I understood the link between these two libraries, because Alpine JS is used for creating states. Honestly, let's take a look at it. Alpine JS. So Alpine JS is built for creating variables, attributes that we call component. Is it component? We call it a component, right? Yeah. They call it a component, an Alpine component that you can use as a variable. But I don't know, I don't see the relationship between Tailwind CSS and this. Okay, I think I understood now. So the company you're working for is asking to use Alpine JS and Tailwind CSS. Is that it? Is that it? But I believe Marco explained that it's not necessary to use Alpine.js. You can already use JavaScript, like a raw JavaScript, to do the same thing that you're doing here. But you know what? Fine. Maybe we can use this. Maybe I can show you how to do this. Oh, okay. So you want to develop a Shopify theme using Tailwind CSS and Alpine.js. Okay, we'll do that. I'll keep this in mind. I'll put this here, Alpine.js in the tab, and let's build a navigational bar using this. Okay? And later on, maybe next time, we will turn that from Alpine.js to a regular JavaScript, just for the sake of others. Okay? Maybe we'll do that like that, so it's fair. Okay? So I'll save this here. We'll come back to that later. But first of all, let's take a look at designs that we can use for our online store. So there is this nice looking WebKit, which is great because it has a couple of icons, a couple of button templates that we can use as a reference, and colors as well. So this is great. We're going to use this as a reference. And for the design, okay, I believe it's complete. So we have a couple of things that we can use. So we have the login page. We can use this as a template. We have the customer registration template. We have the forget your password template. We have the, we don't need this. There's no OTP in Shopify. And that's it. We have the product page. We have the collection page. We have the collections page. We have the navigational bar and the home page. This is a great template. We can use this as a reference. Okay? Okay, this is great. This is good. Okay, let's go back to the chat. Farhan, welcome back. It's good to see you. Welcome back. How are you? How are you doing? I'm great. Today is an exciting day because obviously it's Monday. We're back to working. We're back to interacting with everyone, saying hi, sharing what's up. So thank you so much for asking. We're great. Family is great. Everyone's having a good time. How are you? Now my question is, how are you? How are you doing? I hope you had a good weekend. I hope everything is well. Mr. Sharp, or today's stream, can we go with Tailwind CSS in Dawn only? We can use Alpine.js for cart and search filters. Okay, you know what? We'll move to that, okay? We'll move to that. But first of all, I would like to do stuff first to my project before we move to Dawn. Okay, fair. Let's do that. But give me some time, okay? We'll be moving towards that later on. I'll make this quick, don't worry. So we have the homepage. What we can do is build first the navigational bar. That's what we're going to do. So let's make this quick. We have here our index.liquid. That is the main page. Let's take a look at our sections folder. Let's create a new file. Okay, this is how you create a header section. So we'll call it header.liquid. This is it. Now you reference this header.liquid. Where do you reference it? Hold on, sorry. I'm not sharing my screen. So I was in the sections folder. and I created a header.liquid. Okay? I have a new file inside of the sections folder. I called it header.liquid. And where do we reference this file? To display this everywhere. Not just in the index, not just in the customers page, not just in the product page, everywhere, even in 404 page. Where do we put this? Share your screen. Oh yes, I apologize. I already shared it. Okay, so we have this section. Where do we put this so that all of the template files will be using this header file? That's right. We are going to put this, reference this file in the layout theme.liquid. That's where we're going to put it. So let's open the layout folder and the theme.liquid, and we're going to put that here inside of the body tag, and we're going to reference the file using the section tag. Not that, it's the section, and then the file is called header. Later on, we're going to have the same but footer. Okay, we're going to add here like footer, section, footer, but it's just a spoiler. We're not going to do that today. First, we'll reference the section header. Now, once we reference that file, this header, okay, also, you can hover this and control, click, and you should open this file. Okay, that's just one thing that you can do so that you can easily access this section. Okay, so where's this file? How can I go there? I have so many sections in my sections folder. How can I find that? You can just simply hover that and control click, and it will open the header.liquid. I'm not sure if you can do that. If you can't, make sure that you have an extension. And here's the list of extension that I have here. So I have the liquid from Panoply. I also have Shopify liquid. Okay, that's it. That is the only extension I have. I forgot to mention this. I forgot to share this extensions. But whenever you're working with your Shopify themes with liquid, two extensions that you can use that will help you is this, the one from Panoply, and the one from Shopify. That's already enough. Okay, there's another extension coming, and I can't say much, but it's I'm going to share it next month. So here in header.liquid, we can type something like navigation. Okay, let's save that. Let's go back to the browser, and there you go. We have navigation. To make our life easier, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this here and open the code editor and just put it like so. So we have the mobile view and then our code editor. Okay. So let's go back to Figma and take a look at the navigational bar. When you take a look at it, how do you think it's built? What is the code that you think of when you take a look at this navigational bar? Okay, so if you look at it, there's three parts. The left section, where your logo is located. In the middle, you have the navigation menus, the navigational menu. And on the right side, we have the login, we have the bag, the shopping bag, we have the wish list, and we have the search. So if you take a look at it, we have three sections: left, middle, right. So if you turn this into a CSS, we have one row with three columns: left, middle, right. Okay, on the left, you have the logo. On the middle, you have the menu. And on the right, you have the actions. We call it actions: the login, shopping bag, cart, wish list, search. So let's do that. let's create those sections. Okay, so here, since we're working with navigational bars, it's important that you use the nav tag, the HTML nav tag. Okay, and then in this, we're going to use a class. Okay, and the classes that we're going to use here is flex, and then flex rows. I believe that's the class. But if you somehow forgot the classes that you want to use, you can always reference Tailwind CSS. Okay, don't be shy. Don't be ashamed of looking at documentation. Documentation is king. So you can always take a look at documentation. Don't be ashamed of that. So we have flex, we have direction, the flex direction. So we use flex and then flex row to have this. Okay, so flex row, and then next one is the justification of the navigational bar. So since we are doing left, middle, right, we're going to use the justify between because you don't want to have a space here. Depends on you though. I'll show you the difference. So let's do justify between, and we'll create 3 divs. We'll do 1, and then we'll just duplicate this. 2, 3. Now if you save that, take a look here, notice that we have 1, we have 2, and we have 3. I'm not sure if you can see what's going on here, but now here we have a row with 3 columns, 1, 2, and 3. But if you use, for example, justify space, I think it's space, we can always reference Tailwind, okay? Justify content. So we have justify normal, start, and center. Between, around. So let's try justify center. So when you do justify center, all of the content is in the center. That's not what we're looking for. What about the justify around? If you do that, notice that it has the same space on the left and on the right. Okay? There is a gap and there is margin between this div on the left and on the right. Whereas with justify between, it's just a space between the divs, not on the start and not on the end. And that's what we want for this navigational bar. Okay? So for the first, we want the icon. Okay? And on the second, we want the menu. And the right, we want the cart button or the actions. So here, first, let's just do logo. And then the second, we will do an object. Okay? So we're going to do the menu, the link list. Okay? And I believe we can do that by using a for first. So for each link in the link list, and we need to reference a menu. How can we find those? We can go to our online store by opening this URL here, the editor. And let me just close that. Let's take a look at it. Because we need to find the menu, the handle. So let's go back to our admin page. So I'll come back here. And then we should have here the navigation. Under the online store, look for navigation. And then we should have here main menu. And this is the main menu that we're looking for. This is the handle that we're looking for. Okay? If you don't know how to use this, you can always reference, take a look at this, and you should have a guide how to use an object. Okay? Now, since we're using linked list, what we can do is use the arbitrary notation or the bracket notation. So here in the for tag, we have for each link in the linked list, but which linked list? We're going to use bracket notation and then use the main menu here. Okay? So for each link in the linked list, specifically the main menu, we want the links. So how? We can do links. Okay? But is that right? Is that correct? Not sure. It's okay to make mistakes. Okay? One thing to keep in mind, it's okay to make mistakes. When you make mistakes, that's how you learn. So let's try to output the link, the title. If you do that, there you go. I have the home. I have the characters. Perfect. So that is the link, the title. So that means this is working. Okay? So we have for each link in linked list, specifically we need the main menu link. We get the links inside of that object. And inside of that, we can get the title. Okay? If you take a look at the linked list, notice that we have a couple of menus, right? We have home. We can see it here, home. And we have characters. We can see it here. But we can't see the Shrek, the donkey, Fiona, Puss in Boots, Fairy Godmother. We can't see them. Why? The reason why we can't see them, and that is because we need to develop a... What do we need to do? We need to create multi-dimensional or nested loop and loop through the second link list. Okay, let me go back to the chat. You started it from scratch, not using any theme layout. No, we're using our own boilerplate. We have developed everything from scratch. Okay, we have developed the assets, the config. We have developed the layout, locales, sections, all of this. We have built this from scratch. Okay, so you can reference the previous live stream, my live stream. Okay, it's always Monday. You can reference that and take a look at it, watch it, and you'll find how we built this. Okay, all right. Let's continue. So to get the sublinks, we need to loop through the same link object, but we need to check first if this link has a sublink. How can we do that? We can do an if. If link dot. Which attribute can we use? Let's take a look at handle or levels. Okay, let's take a look at this. So we have if link that levels. Maybe this is going to show, oh, there are sublinks here. Okay, so let's take a look at this. If link that levels is greater than 1, then probably there is a sub menu. There's sublinks here. Okay, but what is inside of this? You can always take a look at the values of this attribute. Okay, don't be shy testing, debugging, or understanding what is an attribute. Always be curious. It's one thing to keep in mind. Whenever you work with objects, attributes, be curious. What does it do? Like, if I output the value of this, what happens? Okay, so I got 0, I got 1. What does that mean? So it means that the link levels displays how many menu is in this link. So the first link doesn't have any levels because it's just its own link. Whereas the next one have a sublink. Therefore, we got 1. Okay? Thank you so much for subscribing, Mustafa. Joining our community. Thank you so much. Welcome. Anyway, we can use this, okay? We can now find which one has a sub link, okay? So if link.levels is greater than 1, or it's greater than 0, sorry. If it's greater than 0, then that means there's something inside of this. Okay, so now we can turn this back to, title. And then, in fact, we're moving that here. We're going to create an else, pasting that here. If link.level is greater than 0, then we're going to create an anchor tag with an arrow to indicate that there's a sub menu. Okay, so let's do something like an anchor tag or a button, and let's just put here link.title, and then inside of this button tag we can create a span with like arrow like that, okay, or maybe like this, just to showcase the difference. And also what I'm going to do is, since we are in desktop, in fact I shouldn't be doing this for now because we are working on desktop view. We want the logo on the left side, we want the mains on the middle, and then the actions on the right side. If we save this, okay, so we have the home, we have the characters, and notice that if I hover, notice that the cursor is different. Okay, we can click on this. That means there is a submenu here. That's what we want. So now let's make this nice. Let's customize this. So we want a style for all of this. So let's open the tailwind.css, and this is where we're going to create those styles. So what I want is to create a new component. I don't remember the creating. One sec. Configuration, that's not it. Presets, that's not it. Theme. I am looking for customizing it. Installations. Okay, so I need a directive to create a new component. It is not preprocessors is not it. You know what? I'm going to use the GitHub as a reference. I might have it on other. No. Okay, let me take a look at Elizabeth. Where is my Elizabeth? 2023, that's not it. This one. Maybe I have it here. No, I do not have it here. So that's unfortunate. I do not have it here. But I might have it on my other file. So let me go back and open a new window. Let's take a look at Shopify themes, live weekly how. Okay. Layer. I'm looking for the layer directive. That's it. So we want to use the at layer components. And this is where we're going to create our utility classes for our navigational. Okay. So let's do the header. Not the header, but the nav.header. We're going to create a header class. And this is where we're going to use the apply directive. Okay? So what is the apply? The apply is one of the directives from Tailwind system that will turn the classes that you put in here into a utility class specifically for this class. So for example, I don't know if I explained that properly. For example, here we'll turn flex row, and justify between, because these are the classes that we used earlier, correct? Here in the header liquid, we have flex row, justify between. We're going to basically apply these classes. See? Apply. We want to apply these classes to this class, to our own class. So now, if we save this, and if we take a look at theme.css, if we scroll up, we have the nav header with display flex direction row, and justify content space between. That way you don't have to type flex row, justify between. Now you can just simply do header, and if you save that, we go back to your browser, it's going to be the same. Nothing will change. Okay? So that is how you create components in Tailwind. It's going to make your code cleaner, because I know Tailwind CSS can make your code messy because there's so many classes in your class attribute. So to make it cleaner, you can create your own component. Okay. So we have the class header. That's good. Next up, let's take a look at the design. We want to have, the problem with this is that I don't think we can, it's an image. So that's a problem. We can't understand what's in it. That is a shame, because it's just an image. I was expecting it to at least take a look at the attributes inside of this, what is the font size, but it is fine. Okay, we'll just nail it ourselves. So first of all, let's focus here. We don't have to focus on the logo for now because I don't have assets. Let's take a look at the menus. We have this. So we want an anchor tag and a button with this drop down icon and regular buttons, regular anchor tags. So if link.levels is greater than 0, we'll create the button with drop down icon. Otherwise, we'll create an anchor tag. So let's create an anchor tag here. And for the href, we'll use the object link.url. And then for its text, we're going to use the link.title. Okay? And then for this, if link.levels is greater than 0, that means there is a link inside of it. So we're going to create this, specifically this, the shop with an icon here. Okay? So we'll just get rid of this. What we're going to do later on is we're going to create a snippet file for that icon. So let's reference here a render, and the file is going to be called icon-drop down. We'll call it that way. Okay, but there is no file because take a look. This file doesn't exist. We need to create this. So here in the snippets, create a new file and call it icon-dropdown.liquid. And now, if you go back here, it's working. You can open it. It's here. Let's take a look at icons. Where can we find icons? I have a website that I usually go to when we look for icons, and that is called Hero Icons. And you can find here drop down or arrow Usually it's chevron. It's called chevron. This one, chevron down, and we're going to copy the SVG. That's what we want. Oh, there we go. Copy. Go back here, paste it, save it, save your header. And now if we go back here, we finally have the characters with the drop down or chevron icon. Okay. Rene, welcome back. Welcome back. It is good to see you. You know what? Let's take a break. I feel like I've been working hard explaining stuff and it exhausts me sometimes. Let's chill down for a bit. Grab yourself a coffee or water. Water is good, but right now I'm drinking coffee. Ooh, there's a kick. How are you, Rene? How are you doing? It's great. Let's take a break for a little bit. Chill down. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned it already. Shout out to Mustafa for subscribing. We got a new member. It's great. Who else? Camille. It has been a while. 14 days ago. Okay, good. How are you guys doing? How is everyone? Especially to those watching right now. Welcome. Good to see you. I'm so happy a lot of you are enjoying my my attractiveness. That's great. Consider I am fresher. Oh, are you saying that you are fresher? Okay, that is good for you. We want freshers here. Though I don't understand what you mean by fresher. Maybe you meant like you are new here. If that is the case, it's fine. Though I don't consider you fresh because you were in the previous stream. I saw you. I saw you with Marco with a K. And you've been such an amazing team member. So you're one of my favorites. Though you're next to Rene. Rene, always here, always present. Also Z Winner is also always here. Shout out to all of you who's always been here. Saying hi, how are you? Making sure that they have questions. I always appreciate those. Okay? So if you're that, shout out to you. Oh, you meant that you are a new Shopify lead developer. And in fact, I am so proud of you. So proud of you for being a Shopify lead developer. And that is your first job, I assume, since you call yourself fresh. You had amazing questions, by the way, last time with Marco with a K. So I'm looking forward to what's coming to you. I know it has been quite challenging, especially when you were young, but I look forward to what's going to happen to you specifically, Mr. Sharp. For Farhan, everything is good. That is great news. I am so happy that everything is good on your end. Me as well. Everything is good. The fact that all of you having a good time makes my day much better. Okay? That is one thing you need to keep in mind, huh, Chris? If you're watching, Chris, you don't know how to interact with audience. That is how you interact with audience. So if you're going to build your own channel, huh? Listen, I know you're watching. If you want to build your own channel, this is how you interact with audience. You make them feel that they're happy and they're appreciated. Anyway, don't mind me. I'm just talking to Chris. Okay? I love you, boss, bro. Thank you so much, Z Winner. I appreciate that. Much love to you as well. We love you here, Weekly Hell. From Mr. Shop, but daily learning feels like I'm a fresher. Don't get me wrong, Mr. Sharp. I am also a fresher because I also learn every day. I am not an expert on Shopify. Okay, I just started last week our first live stream with me. I just learned Shopify theme development. I did Shopify theme development around like 4 years ago, 5 years, but forget most of it. I forgot most of it, and now we're back. And the reason why I want to do this is so that I get refreshed again, because so many things happened. A lot of stuff have changed, and I want to get back to it. I want to get back to it live because transparency, right? Want to be transparent here at Weekly Hell. Want to make sure that everyone can relate, because Shopify theme development is not easy. I know that. I'm aware of that, and that's why we're doing it all together. Okay? So if you feel like you have problems with Shopify theme development, don't hesitate to share it with me, because I feel the same way. I can relate to how you feel. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we do this all together. We are a community. We're a team. We feel the same way. I feel that here in my heart, in my handsome heart. Okay? So don't be shy. Don't hesitate to share your experience in Shopify theme development, because I'd love to know that. And maybe by sharing yours, I can also share mine, and I can help. Knowing your struggles will allow me to help. Okay? Think about it this way. Think about it. You go to a doctor. You tell your doctor, it's not working. Yeah, doesn't work. We can't have a family. It doesn't work. What does your doctor do? Tells you, okay, take this, take that, take this approach. Maybe change this, change that. That is also my responsibility. If you have problems, I give answers, or at least I try. If I make mistakes, maybe my answers are wrong, it is fine. I make mistakes, I admit. Not Chris. Chris just talks shit. He doesn't care. Anyway, I'm being salty. Okay? I hate Chris. That's it. We are going to focus on Shopify theme development. Sorry. My point is, if you have challenges, issues, I'm here to help. And by making mistakes, I also learn new things. I correct myself. Okay? That is our life here. And I would like to say thank you for understanding my situation as well. But I have my grounds. You guys want lollipop? Look, SMR. It's good, huh? Anyway, that is what I stand. That's where I stand. I make sure that everyone is appreciated and everyone is guided properly. That is a responsibility of a teacher. I'm no teacher, by the way. I don't have a license, but I try to be a good guide to you and to everyone. And I will ask Marco as well. Marco with a K. Oh, by the way, speaking of him, you got to be careful, because there's one time we're having this conversation. He's sitting like this. You forget the K. Don't forget the K. Marco with the K. It's important. Don't forget. We're having conversation, and he pointed that because I just talked to him, and I said, Marco, here's what we're going to do. And stop. He told me, stop. Achet. Whenever you say my name, always say Marco with a K. Because a lot of people make mistakes. A lot of people make mistakes. My friends always say Marco, but they always spell it with the C. It's with the K. So whenever you talk to him, especially on Wednesday, Marco with a K. He is scary, honestly. And I like that because I feel like there is a passion. Whenever he teaches, he ensures that everyone understand. If one person doesn't pay attention to what he's saying, specifically his name, he gets mad. So that's just one thing that I would like to mention here, just to help you. Okay? Maybe on Wednesday, don't make him mad. Yeah, he gets crazy. I did make a mistake. He threw his glass on the other side of the room. I was like, you gotta pay for that. You gotta pay for why you're broke. I said, I don't care. I'm rich. My family is Russian. My family is French. I can pay. You don't have to pay me, in fact, but still, you have to pay me. I have money. I need money. I love money. Money. J'aime. What is the French word of like money? What is the French word of money? Le pays. No, that's not a word. I think that's a country. Le pays. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. He's like that. Okay? So I really look forward to what's going to happen on Wednesday. I feel like it's going to do something crazy. This one's great. Anyway, let's keep going. I'll put it there. Okay? Let's go back to our project. Where were we? I feel like I've lost a couple of brain cells because of what I talked. You see, whenever I mention Chris, I lose brain cells. That's just facts. But here's what we're going to do. Okay? I'm going to make this quick. Let's go. Get away from me. We're going to make this quick. Speed run. That's what they say. So now we can click the home. If we click that, notice that it just turns back to the root because that is the URL of this anchor tag. Okay, but let's style this up. How can we style this up? We're going to the tailwind.css here, and then we're going to create the same nav.header, and then there's a child class here. It's going to be the list. Okay, so I believe we can do li. Something like that. We can do nav header and then a list item because we haven't in fact organized this. So this is supposed to be an unordered list. We're not doing it properly. So here, let's create an ordered list and move this here. Okay? And else, we'll do a list and put this anchor tag here. We'll do the same thing for this button. We'll make sure that it has its own list. Put it here, like so. So now let's save that. Now you might be asking, why did I create just two lists? I could have just like create a list here and wrap this if with list. Well, the reason why is because this can have a different style because it has its own anchor, has its own icon. So as much as possible, I separate it because I can style it differently. Let's save that. Let's go back here. And now look, it's now a list. You have the home, we have the characters. But I want the anchor or the chevron icon to be on the right side. So how can we do that? We'll use a class here. And we'll turn that a link sub link. We'll call it that way. And here in the tailwind.css, we're going to create a font size. We'll turn that into 0.75 rem. Okay. Let's see if that changes. It doesn't. Let's take a look at the inspect elements. So we have the nav header and there's a child list. Okay, maybe it's not supposed to be like this. There you go. So font size now 75 rem, which is good. Because this is zoomed, that's why it's big. But if I set this, reset that, it's very, very small now, which is not what I want. We always want to view this in the default zoom, by the way. So nav header list, but I don't want to turn that into 0.75. We want to make it 1 rem, and that is the default size of that. Okay, we don't want to make it smaller. Now let's focus on the sublink. So here nav.header li, and then sublink class. We want to apply flex row, and then we want to give this a gap x of 3. Okay, and align center. Save that. Refresh. Same thing, but let's take a look at this sublink. List sublink. Button sublink. It appears to not be using the class. This happens. Whenever you use your classes, it doesn't work. So perhaps we'll do it this way. Or maybe I'm getting errors in Tailwind. Yeah, I'm getting errors. So what is the error? The class align center doesn't exist. That's why. This one. Okay. There you go. You can find it here. But what is the alignment center? Align center. Should be align items. Item center, not align center. So items center. So now let's go back here. It should be properly aligned, but our list is aligned vertically. How can we make it horizontal? Well, one way we could do that is by using a class. So we're using nav header. We're not using the nav header UL first. So nav header UL. And then here we're going to do apply flex flex row. There you go. Now we have it aligned horizontally. But we want to give this a gap. So gap x 5. There you go. We also want to give this a padding, this navigational bar. So here in nav header, we want to give this a padding of 5. There you go. Pretty easy. What about the other one? We can create a button. So here in the header, instead of 3, let's get rid of this and this one. I know it can be messy. So here in 3, we can do a button, and then we'll type here sign in. We should have a sign in button here. Okay? So we're pretty much good with our navigational bar, but we still don't have the sub link. This is where Alpine.js comes in. Okay? So Mr. Sharp, who requested that? No, I think it's ZWinner who requested that. Correct me if I am wrong. Let me go to the chat. I believe it is ZWinner. By the way, I am running out of time. It's almost over, so let's make this very, very quick. As always, you guys have any questions related to Shopify, don't hesitate to ask because it's almost over. I didn't notice the time. The time is already 1:30. We've been streaming for 1 hour and 30, almost 40 minutes. 1 hour and 40 minutes. I didn't even notice the time. That's just how fun it is to interact with everyone. Time flies so fast. So yeah, once again, thank you so much for joining. I know it has been quick, and what we can do is to end this with Alpine.js. Okay, we'll try to use or create a component with Alpine.js, and then we'll end this, and we'll continue this next time on Wednesday. Or maybe, you know what? Maybe I will ask Marco with a K to continue this. It depends on him. In fact, I don't want to tell him what to do because he's an expert. He knows what he's going to do, and I trust him. So we'll continue this next week, okay? And trust Marco what he is about to do on Wednesday. Enjoy your time with him, okay? Enjoy him because he's a great entertainer. He's great. He's just great. I can't put words to how great he is. Thank you for the content, Rene. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining us. But hey, not yet. We're not done yet. I'll be ending this in perhaps 15 minutes. Okay? Before I end it, I'm going back to Alpine.js just to install it, okay? And see it work. Okay? So let's do this. Get started. What we can do is include the script in our layout here in the theme layout and just put it above the theme.css, okay? Usually we don't do this, okay? Because this is one of the things I don't like about Alpine because it's another script that will be loaded everywhere on the online store. But at the same time, it's not a bad thing because this is minified. It's quick, it's small, it's not too heavy. So it's fine. But I usually don't recommend using Alpine.js or this library because you can do pretty much what it's doing with the regular JavaScript. Okay, you don't need this, but it's fine. We'll use it just to showcase, okay? Just to showcase what it does. So I'll save this, and then we'll go back to header.liquid, and then we'll do a simple button interactions because we have the menu, this menu right here. So we're going to create an Alpine component that if we click this button right here, it should show something. Okay, let's do that. So what I'm going to do is go back to start here and take a look at how to build a component. To build a component, we need to use the xData and then create an object with the component, okay? The variable. Let's call it variable, just so everyone can understand. Basically, the xData is the attribute that you can use to create a variable that you can use in the nest element, okay? So just keep in mind, if you create a variable in this div, you can't use this count outside of this div. You can only use it inside. Okay, just one thing that you need to keep in mind. So let's use that. Let's use the xData. Here in the nav, I'm going to create xData, and then we'll call this menu open. Okay? Why did I do it here? We'll set this to false. Why did I do it here? The reason why I did it here is because this menu open is specifically for the mobile menu. We're not going to use this in the drop down. So what we're going to do is we're going to create another xData here, okay, in the UL. Why? Because I want to only use the Alpine component, also known as variable, inside of this. And we'll set that to true, we'll set it to false whenever we click a button. Let's do that. So here, create an xData and create, we'll call it drop down menu open. We'll set that to false. We only want to set this to true if we click a button. Now, how can we set that to true? Let's take a look at the reference. Let's take a look at documentation. Well, we can turn its value to another value. We can change its value using the X on click. Okay, that's how you do it. Let's go back here. Let's use the X hyphen on. Sorry. X. Nope. X. Why is it caps lock? X hyphen on colon click. And then we will change the value of drop down menu open to true. There we go. So once again, X hyphen on colon click. And then we need to change the value of drop down menu open to true because it's false previously. We need to turn that into true. Okay? One thing that you need to keep in mind is that for the X on click, you don't need to wrap this with curly braces. Okay? The curly braces is only for xData because you can create multiple variables here. You can create another one, for example, here. You can do drop down state, for example, and turn it to 0 or something. Okay? So now what we can do is I will put the value of drop down menu somewhere so I can see the value. So I'll just put that. I believe I can do this. how to reference it. I want to see it. Is there any way to display it in the DOM? Xtext, I believe it's Xtext. Yeah, I believe it's Xtext. So we can do that. Let's create a span and then Xtext, and then we'll apply here the variable dropdown. Menu open. So now if we save that, if we go back to our online store, notice that it's false. Okay, I guess looking at this, when we reloaded our page, its default value is false, but if I click this, it turns to true. Okay, and when this is true, we want to display, what do we want to display? The child menu link list, the sublinks. Okay, how can we do that? We create another div that will list all of those menus, but we only want to display those links when the value of drop down menu open is set to, that's right, true. Mr. Sharp, what do you want to display? We want to display the sublinks of these characters. Okay, so let's do that. So let's do it underneath of this list, or let's do it inside of the list. Now this is where you think about the design of your component. So let's try to do it here, div. And then we're going to loop through sublink for each sublink in the link.links, because inside of the link there are links, just like what we did here. For each link in the link list, there are links. Okay? So we're checking if link.levels is greater than 0, that means there are links inside of it. Therefore, we can do another for inside of that. So for each sublink in the link.links, we want to display another, we'll do ul here. We'll put that for inside of that, and then we'll do a link, a list, and then we'll do the sublink dot title. Save that. And now if we take a look here, we find Shrek, Donkey, Fiona, Puss in Boots, Fairy Godmother. But I want this to be displayed vertically. So this is where we're going to work with CSS. We'll do here ul class, and we'll do sublink list, and then for this we'll do class sublink list item. Okay, sublink list item, we'll call it that way. So now if we go back to tailwind.css, we'll do, instead of list, perhaps what we can do is give them a class. So here, main list, and then for this list, we're going to give this a class of main list item. Okay, we'll do the same thing for this list right here. So class, class, just like that. Let's go back to Tailwind CSS and make sure that we apply here the class main link list. Is that right? Main list. And then this one is going to be main list item. So now if we save that, there you go. By default, they should be like this. We can also make sure that they are vertically aligned. We can create flex call, but it's fine. Now we have Shrek, Donkey, Fiona, Puss in Boots, Fairy Godmother displayed vertically. And we want to hide them. How can we hide them? We want to hide them by applying a class here that says hidden. So if we save that, it should disappear. We want to display that if the value of drop-down menu open is equal to true. How can we do that? We can use another attribute from Alpine, and I believe it's called xShow. So xShow open is equal to true, then we display it. See, there's an example here. Toggle dropdown. We can do that. But the problem here is that in our code, we're not checking its value yet. Okay? So we're doing this like this. We can actually negate this because we can't turn it back to false. If we click this button, it's always going to be true. So what we want is to check the current value of drop-down menu. If this is false, then we want to make it true. If this is true, we want to make this false. Okay? So this is the statement that we can use. We did it wrong. It's supposed to be on the other side, right here. Okay? Just like that. So now, if we go back to our online store, why is my nose so itchy? If I click this, this will turn to true. And if I click this once again, this will go back to false. That is Alpine.js. Basically, you have a variable, a state, an Alpine component that you can modify whenever you do something on the DOM. Okay, it's basically a state. Okay, whenever you click a button, you can change its value, and you can use that to display something. It's basically a state library. So we can continue by displaying this if the value of drop-down menu open is equal to true. So we're going to get rid of the class hidden and use the xShow and just use here drop-down menu open. So now, if we go back here, click this, now it's displayed. Close this, open this, close this, open this. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how you use Alpine.js to hide, to display, to create the component. That is how you use it. I hope that makes sense. Okay? If you have any questions, feel free to do it now because we still have 6 minutes to end this live stream. It's about time. I'm seeing new messages here. Oh, by the way, I would like to shout out Campfire and Lucky Ducky for interacting to each other. I would like to shout out both of you. If you're watching right now, shout out to both of you. You guys are making this channel really, really nice to look at. I love the interaction that you guys are doing. I wish I can be part of this, but I like seeing the community talk with each other, not just me. So I really appreciate this. So if you're not part of the Discord server, feel free to join us. I would like to create a new invitation link because I am aware of it, that the link does not work in the description below. So we can do an invitation here. I'll copy that. I'll just paste it here. And you can join the Discord server. Don't hesitate to introduce yourself. Say hi and welcome. Okay? But that's just about it. I really appreciate all of you who is joining and who's taking part of, helping others if they have questions. So shout out to Lucky Ducky and Campfire for making this community nice. Okay. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize if we haven't done much. I was expecting that we'll make it, but we didn't. So we'll continue this. We will continue this, ladies and gentlemen, next week. I will make it into an actual header component. Okay? But there you have it, folks. What we did. What did we do today? Obviously, I answered questions. Said hi. How are you? I don't know if there's a milestone, but I would like to put that as a something that we did together. Okay? Okay. And we set up our header. We did the menu. We displayed the menu link list. We displayed the sublinks. We installed Alpine.js and create a very simple drop-down menu. Very, very easy. That's just how easy it is to do that. That's what we did today. And next week, we will continue this and turn this into an actual navigational bar. Okay, and I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I am. I'm looking forward to that. But anyway, there you have it. I would like to say thank you to every single one of you who joined. Shout out to Mr. Sharp. Shout out to Rene, Farhan, Z, Z Winner. I'm about to say Z Sharp. Shout out to you. And who else? Shout out to Panda Place. Shout out to Rim. Shout out to Arun. Shout out to Soham. Shout out to all of you who joined us tonight. Once again, if you haven't joined our Discord server, feel free to use the link right here. And welcome. Now, I would like to say goodbye, and I will see you next week. Once again, do not be careful. Be careful with Marco. Marco with a K. Okay? Marco with a K. Take care of him and enjoy your time with him. It's gonna be a good time. I look forward to watch the Wednesday stream. I'll be there. I'll be watching. Okay? Z Winner, thank you so much. Love you too. You guys take care of yourself. Once again, thank you. Thank you so much. This is great. This is great. This is great. Yeah, this is great. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Boss out. Where's the music?
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Your eyes tell me that you don't wanna leave just yet. No, my eyes agree. It's almost like when we first met. Oh, I don't care, it's getting too late. I want you and I can't wait. Don't wanna spend a minute without you. I know you feel the same. So come on, give me love. I'ma show you how to move with my body. Come hit me with your touch and make me wanna say, damn. And yeah, you know what's up. Ain't nothing I won't do for your body. So give me all you got right now.